Boom shakalaka, what is going on, everybody? Randall here from Crypto Love. Welcome to today's video live stream special episode, guys. Crazy things are about to happen for Ethereum. What's up, everybody? Hello, everybody in the chat. Scatman, Afrojack, my nephew. Is that what you are? I forget, something like that. Bart Gershoff, Best Channel Music, Spocky. What's up, everybody? Crypt Keeper, Amir, Jarrett. Hello. Vimage, what's up, man? Dude, it's been forever. Vimage, long time. Wow. He was one of the first ever subscribers, like from way back when. Neil, Hodl Crypto, Yvonne, Stan, Manuel. Welcome, everybody. Today, Chris Ramsey. I used to have a friend named Chris Ramsey. Anyways, today, guys, Ethereum is poised to do something absolutely bananas. Like, it is about to blow your mind, end your pants off, and fill your pocketbook with a lot of money. All right, so we're going to talk about exactly what that stuff is today. Also, before we get started, guys, like, subscribe, click the notification bell, because that's how you get to be one of the coolest people on the planet. So if you don't, you're obviously not cool. Now, just taking a look, I mean, guys, look at this chart behind me. All right, all dark green. That means, like, over the past month, insane gains. It's been an absolutely bananas month for crypto. All of them, except for XRP and Filecoin. But other than that, if your portfolio was not 100% XRP and Filecoin, you are probably pretty happy right now, as I am too. We will get into some Bitcoin TA. We will get into some Ethereum TA. Get to the point, please. Why? You have to go, like, do something else, you know? Can't take a break from Pornhub for long enough to watch a video. Guys, it's a live stream, okay? So, welcome, everybody. All right, enough people are here. Fine. We'll get into it. What's up, everybody? Happy January 9th. It's the beginning of a new year. Now, Ethereum. If you're looking at Ethereum like I'm looking at Ethereum, you're like, holy moly. In the ETH USD, can you even see it behind my, maybe I'll make it a bit smaller. There. In ETH USD, Ethereum is getting pretty darn close to all-time highs. $1,400 back in January, getting pretty darn close. But what's going to happen when it hits that? Because if you guys don't know, Ethereum's Layer 2 scaling solution Optimism plans to release its preliminary mainnet on January 15th. We have some ETH news coming up January 15th. And guys, if we take a look at this, let's look at it from a macro point of view. I mean, people love Bitcoin. Bitcoin's kind of expensive. ETH is only like $1,200 right now. It's getting pretty darn close to all-time highs. A lot of people, if they have Bitcoin, they have ETH. Well, let's just compare, because I like to compare, contrast, compare. You find out interesting stuff. So let's take a look what happened to Bitcoin once it hit previous all-time highs. Look at this, guys. Bananas. Okay, Bitcoin kind of slow growing, and then it hit previous all-time highs and doubled in 3 weeks. Doubled in 3 weeks. Let me say that one more time in case you weren't listening or you were distracted by Pornhub. It doubled in 3 weeks. That's insane. That's absolutely crazy. And if you take a look at this, this is exactly what ETH is looking like right now. All right, we kind of had a little bit of a double bottom. You can see it a lot better if I do it on a log time frame. Double bottom there. All right, but it's coming right up to previous all-time highs, and then likely what may happen, and we can't have pink because this is going to be a giant green dildo candle, but it's going to go like right there. That's what's going to happen with ETH. And we could very likely have a $2,800 ETH in 3 weeks. Pooh. Just like that. And you got to remember, guys, with ETH 2.0, you can stake 32 ETH. You can earn around 10% on your staked ETH per year. Let's just do the math. You stake 32 ETH. That means you earn 3.2 ETH. That means you stake that. And let's just say ETH is $2,800 times 3.2. That's like 10 grand a year for doing nothing. You can retire. Simple as that. So, good news for ETH. I definitely think so. Now, what's happening for Bitcoin? Well, guys, Bitcoin, as we were talking about around Christmas, broke out of this bullish megaphone. It had a very, very steep trend line for the past few weeks, but right at around $40,000 seems to have stalled, may break to the upper bounds of it, so it would look something like this, and keep on heading up. Guys, I will note that right here, the 50 MA40 broke the upper bounds of that bullish megaphone. And I think that good things are in store for Bitcoin right there because that broke. However, interesting chart here. So first thing I'm going to do before I show you this interesting chart is I'm going to put a little fib retracement on here just so that we can have something to go on for this chart. So from the bottom to the top, and we'll bring it over here. All right. So we'll do that. And then we're also going to log it out. There we go. All right. Take off the auto. Now, check this out. Okay. So with Bitcoin, and this is a chart that I made a couple days ago, this little bullseye that's been there for a few days, but this is important for the next chart I'm going to show you. So pay attention. Stop playing with yourself. $30,000 already broke through that fib extension. Next one, 2.618 at $46,000. That's where we're headed as soon as it takes off from $40,000. I was hoping potentially this weekend maybe because we like to have these weekend CME gaps, but you know, may or may not happen. But then I said, hey, right here, 53,000, very, very crucial area for Bitcoin. Now, why 53,000? There's no lines there. I mean, what does that mean? Well, if you do the math, it turns out that when Bitcoin has a $1 trillion market cap, it'll be worth $53,000. That's like an inflection point for Bitcoin. A very crucial, big, even number for Bitcoin. So let's go over to this chart that I'm talking about from one of my favorite chart makers on TradingView, Trading Shot. Well, he says, do we have our first top ahead? So he has his chart here. And, you know, we had a bottom back in December 2018. We're right here, right around January 2021, above my head. And major pullback on future bottom. This line that he has right here, the 3.618, he actually has it at $53,000, the same exact spot that I put it. Now, some people say that coincidence is something about, there's a saying about coincidence, I'm sure there is, but it can't just be coincidence. So I'm thinking that potentially 53,000, we might have a bit of a pullback on Bitcoin if you're looking to get in. Now, how low it goes, I don't know. May not go too low because we have to look at these moving averages for Bitcoin. Where am I trying to find it? Right here. Okay? Moving average. Guys, the MA50, we haven't broken the MA50 since December 12th. And really, we only broke it for about 4 days there. Really, for any significance, I mean, it just hasn't been below there since September. All right? So we've been pretty much above the MA50, and the MA50 right now is at $35,000. So not likely to go down that far. Also, we have Joe Biden preparing a $3 trillion stimulus. Bitcoin could be set to erupt. Guys, this year, 2020, last year, that's last year now, 2020, the U.S. printed more money in 1 year than in the previous 220 years. It's aiming to do that almost again. 3 trillion would be half of that. So that would be more than in 110 years, I guess you could say. And apparently, according to this guy on CNBC, he said that Bitcoin is less risky the higher it goes. The more people invest in it because of the fixed supply, the price goes up. Demand goes up. Basic economics, supply stays the same, price has to go up. Now, it gets less risky the higher the price goes, according to this guy. And actually, you know, he's not far off because we take a look at Bitcoin risk-adjusted returns versus other assets. We have Bitcoin way up here, 2.9. Gold, 1.99. U.S. stocks, 1.5. It's almost double U.S. stocks. But not only that, real estate, 0.5. It's like 5 times, 6 times real estate. Bitcoin is way up there. You get much higher returns based on the risk. So that's pretty much, I mean, guys, fantastic news for Ethereum. I think if you take a look at Ethereum, you compare it to what Bitcoin did after it broke. I got to put this back on auto. You compare it with what Bitcoin did after it broke previous all-time highs. We're $100 away from previous all-time highs. We break that, Ethereum's golden. We have big news coming up for Ethereum 2.0, all that stuff. So, Cardano price prediction, it'll stay the same in sats. It'll pretty much do whatever in Satoshi comparison with Bitcoin. Wherever Bitcoin price is, Cardano will have the same in sats. That's pretty much my prediction for Cardano. I think it's a degenerator. I don't really see any fantastic things, but a lot of other people do. Link price prediction. Oh my goodness. Okay, so here's the general gist of what I think is going to be happening for, I would say, probably the next 9 months. Probably. Now, I guess, based on this chart here, we have, what's his name? Trading Shop. 59. Oh, there it is. 49-51 ratio. Based on this chart here and a lot of other charts that I've seen, which one is TradingView? Basically, it appears as though the bull market will end on the end of September, beginning of October 2021. All right, right here above my head, it will be ending. This is right around September 27th to October 4th, that week there. And it's based upon taking a look at previous cycles. So 51% of the bull cycle happens before the halving, 49% happens after the halving. It happened in the first halving, it happened in the second halving, and if Bitcoin repeats itself, it already happened twice, so that means there's a 75% chance it'll happen here. Guess what? It would end last week in September, beginning of October. So we roughly have 9 months left. All right. Here's what I think is going to be happening. Bitcoin is going to continue charging up at an ever more aggressive pace. You have to remember, these institutions are buying it up at outrageous clips. Like, every institution is buying 1/1000th of all the Bitcoin that's ever going to be created. Okay, that's a lot of Bitcoin. So they're buying up Bitcoin at outrageous clips as more people get in. And right now, it's not even close to being FOMO season. Like, this is the proof is in the pudding test. You take a look at Wall Street Journal, the #1 financial newspaper in the world. Nobody on the front page is talking about Bitcoin. They're talking about what's going on in politics. They're talking about coronavirus. They're talking about Tesla. Nobody on earth is talking about Bitcoin, the best performing asset of the past 10 years. Already tripled this year. The hardest money we've ever known. It's going to do a lot more when we keep printing money. But even if we go to the market section, you have to dig deep on the market section to even find anything on Bitcoin. So we're nowhere near FOMO territory. But as Bitcoin gets closer to FOMO territory, the price is going to rise in an insane fashion. It's just going to go up. And so here's what's going to happen. So Bitcoin is going to keep going up, as in this chart. And then it's going to have these like little stall periods. And probably during the stall periods, people are going to put their money into altcoins. And then Bitcoin will start going up. And then they'll put it into altcoins. And basically back and forth between Bitcoin and altcoins. But most of the altcoins aren't going to gain that much in Bitcoin comparative. Until Bitcoin reaches its top, which I would again say probably somewhere end of September, beginning of October. Then I think we'll have a full-blown alt season, because then there will be the retail FOMO. And here's what will happen. People will go to CoinMarketCap because they'll buy their Bitcoin on Coinbase. They'll be like, oh, there's these other things on Coinbase. What are they? And they'll take a look at CoinMarketCap and they say, ooh, Bitcoin, 40,000, that's too expensive. Ooh, ETH, 1,200, that's too expensive. Ooh, Tether, $1, maybe I should get those. And then maybe they'll do a bit of research and they'll find out Tether price doesn't change. And then they'll be like, XRP, oh, I got to get that. And then they'll read the news about XRP maybe, and they won't get that. Then they'll say Litecoin, and they'll be like, ooh, that's the silver to Bitcoin's gold. Maybe I should get that. And they'll probably buy some. And then they'll be like, oh, Cardano. And they'll watch all these videos of these Cardano fanboys who say it's going up to $5 billion. They won't watch my videos where I just say it's a degenerator. Really not going to do that much. And they'll buy a whole bunch of Cardano. And that's basically what's going to happen. And there's basically, towards the end of the year, there's going to be like Ethereum pump, Litecoin pump, Cardano pump, probably Chainlink, Stellar, Polkadot, all of those things. But most likely after Bitcoin crests. Because Bitcoin is going to keep on pumping up. That's my opinion on things. But let's find out. What do you guys think? Chainlink, what do I think? I think it's great. It's like most other altcoins, hurting compared with Bitcoin right now. What do I mean by degenerator? I mean it's a degenerate. That's what I mean. So search Willy Woo, Twitter, degenerators, and oscillators. And then he has it on Twitter, but he also has it on his website, Wooble. So you can see it here. And basically, Willy Woo, he's a great analyst. Like, he really is able to look at information and get really good stuff from it. But he takes a look at altcoins. He takes a look at the top 2,412 altcoins. And if you see this thing coming out of my head right there, okay, you can see those are all the altcoins. They're pretty much going down to zero. That means they're a degenerator. Out of that 2,412 altcoins, there's about 12 that are oscillators that go back and forth that are good for trading against Bitcoin. The rest of them, basically what happens is people FOMO in up here because some YouTuber makes a video about them, and then the price goes down. People FOMO in because somebody says this is going to be the next best thing since sliced bread, and then the price goes down. People FOMO in because, oh, it's freaking awesome, it's going to be so cool, and then the price goes down. Guys, this is just science. This is numbers. This is like real, okay? 12 out of 2,412 coins are worthwhile trading. The rest of them, you're just going to lose your money. However, Bitcoin always goes up. Simple as that. So read this article by Willy Woo, and he goes on to say, what are the oscillators? So here's a few of them. Litecoin up here in the blue, Stellar in the orange, and Doge in the green. So those are some oscillators. You can trade them because if you see, they just go back and forth, up and down, and this is in Bitcoin comparative. So basically all you do is you buy it when it's down here, you sell it when it's up here. So you buy it for cheap, you sell it for expensive, and it just keeps going up and down, and that's all that they do. Simple as that. Now, one of the most interesting things is this paragraph right here. So he talks about which ones are important to buy, and he says, note, he didn't say it has cutting-edge technology, scalability, fancy smart contracts, governance, or has solved sharding. He points this out to mock the common thought that you need innovation and cutting-edge tech to build value in your coin. These are monetary instruments. They build value with economic network effects. So, I mean, we talk about Cardano, cutting-edge technology, scalability, fancy smart contracts, governance, solved sharding. That sounds like Cardano. But we'll kind of have to see if it actually turns out to be an oscillator. Is ETH an oscillator? Not particularly. So I don't think this chart goes back far enough to take a look at it. But basically what you do is you just look in Bitcoin comparative. So we can try and grab one. Maybe I should have just done it on CoinMarketCap. That would be easier. All right, we'll take a look at ETH. You want to take a look at the chart as far back as you can, because he does say there's a few things to take a look at for oscillators. Nope, not this chart. Damn it. This chart. He says, be careful on coins younger than one full cycle. Most of them are degenerators. Most coins younger than one full cycle, which is 4 years, are degenerators. That's what he says. Boom. Now, what was I doing? There we go. ETH. Where do I see ETH this year? I just talked about that at the beginning. You missed the beginning of my show? Jeez. So, in order to find out if something is an oscillator, you take a look at the chart, you take a look at the Bitcoin comparative, and then you wait an hour for it to load. What means oh, goodness. This isn't going to load, is it? Okay, I guess we will do trading view. We'll get there. Bittrex maybe. Do I think ETH price is going down? No. I think that what's going to happen once ETH reaches its all-time highs is exactly what happened with Bitcoin once it reached its all-time highs. Let's get out of this log. Let's delete these lines. Guys, look at this, okay? This chart here is Bitcoin. This chart here is ETH. Bitcoin, ETH. Bitcoin, ETH. Once Bitcoin reached its previous all-time highs, the price doubled in 3 weeks. Holy moly. Guys, we're $100 away from previous all-time highs on Ethereum. Because if we take a look, we are literally right there. Once ETH breaks there, could double in a few weeks. We have some news coming up for ETH on the 15th. Could potentially send the price into the astronomical galaxy. Yeah. Streaming and looking at charts just doesn't work well sometimes. 2016. Okay, this chart will be good enough. What about Bcash? Gosh, don't ever buy a Bitcoin fork. They're garbage. Absolutely garbage. That goes for Bcash, Bitcoin Diamond, every Satoshi's Vision. They're all garbage. So, this is ETH Bitcoin comparative on a logarithmic scale. I guess you could somewhat say it's an oscillator because it goes down and up and 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 down. So you could kind of say that's an oscillator. As opposed, I just want to show you guys, for example, as opposed to one that everybody's a fanboy for. Let's take a look at Cardano, everybody's favorite fanboy. Okay. We will take a look at this one when it loads. Eventually, one of these days. What do I think about Chainlink 2? I hold Chainlink. I have a good amount of Chainlink. I think if ETH does well, Chainlink will probably do well. Yeah, Cardano. You know what we call this? Hang on. Ugh. Hang on. I got to do daily so we get more candles. Get out of here. This looks to me like a degenerator. Right? Okay, let's look at them. Comparison. Okay, let's look at the price, the overall price trend. ETH, kind of straight across, maybe like that. Cardano, kind of down. Thoughts on Celsius? I love it. I use it all the time. Celsius has one of the best use cases for crypto ever. You buy Bitcoin, you put it in your Celsius wallet, you earn insane amounts of interest. I use it all the time. I think Celsius is great. And I think the price will do well because it's a community-focused project. The guy who created Celsius, I mean, you have to sometimes look at people behind the project. The guy who created Celsius, created voice over IP, which we're using right now, was responsible for putting Wi-Fi down in the subways of New York City, was Israeli intelligence. He did something else pretty interesting. But anyways, created Celsius. He's a triple unicorn like Elon Musk. All right. But he created Celsius to actually help people out. This is a banking system to help people out. And basically, I think it's going to do really well long term because as more people start buying Bitcoin, ETH, different things like that, they'll start investing in Celsius and they'll start making lots of money. I'm not being paid by Celsius. This is all because I use it. Celsius is one of the best investments I ever made. Here's why. I've known about Celsius for like 2 years. I've been talking about them for 2 years. And basically, what I wanted to do was try it out. So back in March, I wanted to try out borrowing a loan on Celsius to see how this thing worked. So I borrowed a loan on Celsius. I paid off some student debt. And in order to pay interest on the loan, I had to use Cell Token. So I bought a whole bunch of Cell Token. Well, eventually I paid off that loan, and then still had all this sell token left over. So I was like, whatever. I'll just leave it. I forgot about it. And then it went up 100x. So, that's why I talk about Celsius all the time, because it's freaking awesome. It also has a fixed supply. All right. And I think this is probably the one that a lot of institutional investors are going to use to put their money in when they buy Bitcoin to earn yield on their crypto. I think so. What do I think? What do I think of everything? I think my I don't know. People might call me a Bitcoin maximalist, but I'm not. I just think that, unless you can prove otherwise, most coins just don't do better than holding Bitcoin. So until I'm pretty convinced that something's going to do well, I just don't really invest in it. I just keep most of my portfolio in Bitcoin. But look at these rates. 7.2% on ETH, 6.2 on Bitcoin, 22 on Matic and synthetics, 14% on stable coins. Like, what bank can you get that at? That's why I talk about Celsius. I feel like we are gambling. Yes, investing in cryptocurrency and Bitcoin is gambling. 100%. Because, other than scarcity and the network effect, you really don't have any proof that it'll go up. It's a total gamble. But you have to know that getting into it. I knew that going in, it could always go down to zero. And that's the risk you take. But look at the reward. High risk, high reward. Look at this. In the past month, you're up 120%. Do you realize that would take, say like 1,200 years in a bank account to make that much? You just did that in a month. That's incredible. What about VeChain? I think VeChain could be poised for a comeback sometime, because here's what happens. Okay, there's just these trends. Like, it's basically, I call it like the boner trend. I just made that up right now. But basically, like, everybody will have a hard-on for oracles. And then everybody will have a hard-on for supply chain stuff. And then everybody will have a hard-on for SegWit coins. They all just go up. And VeChain is one that about once a year, everybody has a hard-on for supply chain. And VeChain is one of the big ones, and something happens with it in China, price will go up again. What about Band Protocol? They'll do great when everybody has a hard-on for oracles again. Simple as that. What about Chainlink? When everybody has a hard-on for oracles, that's the same thing. So I'm going to end it soon, because I don't really have much to say about altcoins right now, other than Ethereum. Guys, take a look at this. Okay, I'm going to delete this. I'm going to delete this. This is the big, important part. And if you are watching this and you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. It helps out so much. Also like the video, click the notification bell. Now, take a look at ETH. All right, this is Ethereum right now. Okay, this is ETH versus the dollar. Now, generally, I don't look at cryptos in a dollar comparative, but for ETH, this is important because we're coming up to a previous all-time high. Like, we're $100 away from a previous all-time high. So this is like a very critical moment for ETH. Now, if we take a look at Bitcoin, look at what happened with Bitcoin once it broke through previous all-time highs. Okay, look at these charts. This is ETH. This is Bitcoin. This is ETH. This is Bitcoin. Once Bitcoin broke through previous all-time highs, the price doubled in 3 weeks. Guys, we're $100 away from ETH reaching previous all-time highs. Prices, I would say, likely to double. Here's what's going to happen, all right? As soon as it breaks through there, the price is just going to shoot up. And we can't have a white candle because that just doesn't make sense. We need a green one. Clearly. Okay, price is going to shoot up. Likely could double. We could have a $2,800 ETH by the end of January. And if you want to do the math, we did this earlier in the episode, but I'll do it again for all of the noobs here. Guys, $2,800 ETH. You stake 32 ETH, you earn roughly 10% a year, which is 3.2 ETH. 3.2 times 2,800 is roughly $10,000 a year for doing nothing. That's incredible. And that's not the end of where ETH is going to go. So that is the end of my episode for today. I think all of you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, click the notification bell. I really do appreciate you guys watching my videos. It means the world to me. And I will catch you all later. Have a good one. Peace.